Hi, I'm Adam and welcome to the TassoWorks Scooter Workshop, and let's find out what's going on today.
As you can see, we're a little bit further along. Things been cut, more's been stripped off. So how did we get here? Let me show you. Okay, so this is where we're at. The bodywork's been cut. We have cut the back end off, so as you can see it was sitting up around about here somewhere, and we've literally just sliced the back off, leaving us with a bit of panel work that we're not going to need. So we can take that just out the way. Leg shields, these have been removed as well. As you can see, we are looking pretty skinny from the front now, so there's not a lot exactly left from the front of this. So we have removed the leg shields. This obviously took a lot of the impact. We've revealed a little bit of rust, which this will be treated with when it goes to shot blast, but for the minute that's another panel off and away. So now we're left with what is obviously the main sort of torso body. I've kind of kept the seat section. I was going to take even this part of the section off, but we're planning to make a race seat for this, but a seat that we can actually use again on GTSs. So the seats that they come on GTSs are just enormous. So obviously when it's on, it's just a big seat, and it's just going to look wrong on this trimmed down racer, heavy as well. So the plan is to make a seat for it, and then these seats will then go on sale. So anybody that's got a GTS that wants a nice low profile race seat, then that's what we'll have for sale. So this one's going. So that's the end of the big bulbous seat, and then we're going to have a seat which is almost going to be in line with this, nice and fairly slim, with a hump on the back to join up with the back rear section of this framework. Now the back of it, as you can see, has been trimmed sort of just roughly around here, because we're going to incorporate a sort of light unit. I'm thinking of keeping just these fixing points because it gives a point for some accessories to go on. You could put a rack on it or little bits and stuff, so if you're off to a rally then you've got something to at least bolt something to, or even just a grab rail if you were carrying a passenger or anything. But not too sure on this at the moment. Now what we have done is a bit of CAD work, some sophisticated CAD work going on here. Cardboard aided design, as you can see. So these are a mock-up of the leg shields that we're planning for this racer. Now the problem we had with our normal leg shields, which we use for the Royal Alloys, which is here, and you can see up on the top, is the positioning of where the fork section comes out. It's just slightly lower on the GTS, so we need to make a different design that we can actually make just for the GTS. So hence the sort of cardboard mock-up, just to give us an idea on where we're actually going to be. So front of the scooter is somewhere like that. So the plan is to get these leg shields. They will fit in place like that, and they will curve nicely round, following the flow of the framework there, and they will join up with these leg shields. We'll probably bring those in just slightly, not sure, might make a scoop sort of feature out of this as well on the underneath. The radiators will sit in the position that they did before on the GTS, just behind the leg shields here. Hopefully all the pipe work and that can be hid under the floor. We're going to think about using the original floor, but the whole floor section is going to be much slimmer anyway, by probably an inch off of either side. So that will come in a lot tighter. But I'd like to try and keep the floor because it hides a lot of things. It looks much neater, and then also everything will just be covered up, the battery area, the belt and things like that. So it might be that we fabricate something, but it also might be that we use the original floor. Foot pegs, they're staying because that's what you're going to be riding on, because you'll have more of a jockey position where you will have your feet up on the foot pegs and you'll have your positioning of your seat there. We've got lowered dropped handlebars to come on. Front forks, I'm not sure on at the moment. I'm playing with the fact of either using the GTS300 forks, or possible is using LX forks, which the wheel still goes on. They're almost identical forks. The only difference being is they're 30mm shorter. So I quite like the idea of it hunching over a little bit further, but not too sure. The problem being is the stem's a little bit shorter in the LX, so that would need extending to bring it up. So a bit of extra work, but I might do it. Not sure yet at this stage. So I spoke briefly about the radiators. Again, these were the original positions for the radiators, sitting up, I don't know if they really went, I think it was sort of like here somewhere. And I think we're going to probably do the same thing again. I quite like them in that position. And then what I might incorporate into the front of the leg shields are some kind of forced air scoops to go in, a little bit similar to the original, but these are sort of, will just be flush with the front leg shields there. So that'll look quite smart. Going to run a more of a closed pressurized system, the same way that Royal Alloy do, instead of the way that Vespa do it with a header tank that sits sort of somewhere up here. I don't want this there, it's bloody ugly. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the two radiators either side, and it will just simply loop over the two radiators. So it will be an inlet into that radiator, loop, and then across to that one. The same as Royal Alloy use, apart from their radiators are one piece. And then we'll have a filler unit on the side, and it will be pressurized off with a little expansion tank. The system works really well in Royal Alloy, so we're running the same engine, so there's no reason why this won't work as well. So we can get rid of that. We won't be running ABS brakes because they're a pain in the arse and it's a big bulky unit. Just want simple brake system, front and rear brakes. They're good enough anyway. The engine itself, well, that's going to be relatively standard. I say standard, it's going to get remapped. So with the GTSs we can remap the ECU from this about 23 brake up to about 29. I'll have a brand new exhaust, one of our Tasso exhausts, but made for the GTS. So again, this will be an exhaust that will be available for standard GTS owners. So the idea of the Racers always has been a showcase to the parts that we're actually creating that we'll sell after the Racer is here. So this is an example of like a combination of all the parts that we do for the GTS, but obviously put into a Racer. So it'll have an exhaust. We've got new shocks going on, new YSS shocks being fitted. Remapped exhaust. We'll get rid of the big airbox. It'll run an air sock. Same we do on the Works 300 kits for the Royal Alloys. And we'll put in new belt and Dr. Pulley rollers just to spread that power. Now, nothing extreme. We're not going to change the top end type stuff. Where we're gaining a lot of our speed is not only in the remap by taking it from 23 to 29 brake, but also the weight. All this stuff that we've cut off this GTS, the weight saving is massive, and by just removing the weight is going to just improve the performance. So that's where we'll really benefit from on the Racer. Otherwise, that's as far as we've got. We're going to be waiting now for all the CAD stuff. I mean, properly CAD this time. All the cardboard aided design is going to be turned into computer aided design, and then we'll have those sent away for laser cutting. All the pieces will come back, and then we can roll and form the leg shields exactly to the GTS. The same with all the sides that are getting infilled, seat along with the fuel tank. So all that's coming back from the laser cutters. So there won't be much going on for probably the next week or two, as we are just waiting for those bits to come back. So once that's back, we can start fabricating some of those things up and then move a little bit further again on the project. So for the minute, that's it. I hope you like where we're going so far with this. Love to see your comments if there's any ideas you think we could do or implement, or why not do this, or it'd be great to hear, because this is a project that's new, not been messed around with before on one of these, so it'll be good to hear any comments that you have. Thanks again for watching. Speak to you soon. Thank you.
Thanks for watching, and please subscribe below so you don't miss our next episode.